has really been the tell for Netflix. As long as this thing stays under the 20, it loves to probe these areas lower. Now, we talked about low 80s really being kind of an interesting spot for this. While we never really tested 80, you can see that these low 80 spots go all the way back to January of last year. The other thing that we talked about here is that you might want to wait for this whole thing to be over. If you have a longer term view, it does seem like dollar cost averaging here is probably the way to go. Just because we're not sure if we're going to be able to time this. We actually just spoke about Netflix as a group in happy hour yesterday, and it seemed to me that the consensus here is that traders would love to see this maybe consolidate and trade sideways here, maybe compress some of that, and then move through some of these moving averages. That actually might set us up for a run. 13, I know that you had talked a lot about death crosses here. Where are you at with this one on Netflix?
Well, this is following a very long golden cross, like a multi-year golden cross. So I think that we'd at least have a little bit more of a sustained death cross than just a couple months. I still think that we could see more downside. We still don't have that Warner Brothers Discovery deal accepted. And when that does happen, I still think that there's going to be a disgusting regulatory process that's going to create a lot of volatility, but could also pull this stock down. So, and that could take some time. So I think I'm not really a buyer up here. To me, if this thing continues to get hammered, I would be much more of a buyer down around 70.
Okay, so wow, you like it even lower than that? Because yeah. I'd be thinking here, if this thing went down to 80 and held it, I'm probably going to take some there, and I would take stock, not options.
If it holds 80, then that sure that would be a sign that this is trying to turn around here. But I don't see a whole lot of support at the $80 area. Maybe there's a moving average that I'm just not seeing.
No. The support we're talking more about, instead of just the round number, really this 80 to 82 ish area. If this is going to be a previous support on the daily.
Yeah, but if we like I have been saying that we could see some rebound happening here because the RSI has been pretty low, and certainly we are getting a little bit of a lift back up towards the 20-day SMA and the 500-day SMA. But that area, it's a lot of question marks. I think that we're going to need to see that taken out and held above if we're going to see this recovery. I don't think just holding above or going sideways beneath these moving averages is really what we want to see. I think we want to go sideways above them.
Okay. All right, good stuff there. Zach thinks Netflix at 70 would be an absolute dream for a potential long side ad there. Okay, 13, let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, we got just a couple of minutes left here. I think we're going to wrap up here pretty soon. We did have a bunch of movers. You know what? Why don't we just start that here? Why don't we just start the wrap up here? I want to make sure we go through all of these because we did have a little bit of a bigger list here today. We're going to start with the disappointment of the day, I suppose. GOAI. This is EVA Live Incorporated. This was approval for listing on the NASDAQ. Man, this thing, what a bummer. Big move up to 50 in the pre-market, and then really nothing after that. This thing has not even made a college effort to try and recapture its VWAP here. This, to me, is to stay away. What say you, 13?
The only thing that is looking interesting with GOAI is the fact that we're still holding above the 200-day SMA. Now, this thing has been a halt fest all morning, I think in both directions, because it's kind of a new issue. It doesn't, the float's not small, but this thing wasn't really noticed until just recently. And it hasn't been really traded that much. So that illiquidity is kind of making me not interested in this. There's a lot of sellers trying to get out. Don't know if that 200-day is going to hold up. So if you want, keep an eye on it. Maybe this finds some support a little bit lower here, but I don't know that we're going to see it turn around. This one might fare better later on this afternoon or maybe tomorrow, but I think there's better trades out there.
Yeah, definitely. Not really showing us anything here today. Next one on the list here is going to be MRNO. This is Murano Global Investments. This too had the double top there in the pre-market, lost VWAP, made, I guess, maybe one attempt there at the open, but rolled lower here. This was moving on no news. We're beneath the 200-day. What are your thoughts on this one, 13?
It seems like this was going on a relative volume, and we got that move up into the pre-market that was sold as soon as we opened. So this may be moving not just with relative volume, but the movement yesterday. We've been talking a lot about how some of these South American companies could be on the return. This is one such company. It's a hotel company in Mexico. So there could be some more upside in the long run, but for today, it's got to recapture its VWAP, or I think this may end up having a date with 180 or lower.
Okay, good stuff there. MRNO. Feed is the next one on our list here. This also moved with no news. Nice little technical move here in the pre-market, right? Impulse move, back to VWAP, recrossed it, expanding volume, went higher, went out of the open. Here we are sitting at VWAP, so maybe this gets rolling again, but I think volume's going to tell the story on this one. Envu Medical shares are trading higher after the company announced it signed a distribution agreement with Udeliver to deliver the ENFit syringes. Those are those reusable syringes. I don't know. What do you think I hear on feed?
So this has been having a hard time getting above and staying above the VWAP. We are actually approaching VWAP right now, so we might finally see a move that holds above VWAP. It's going to take more than 5 minutes if we're going to get that. At the same time, there's a lot of sellers between here and $2 that we're going to just see a lot more volume in order to get through.
Yep.
So if we do see a volume expansion that takes us through VWAP and we start to hold above that, we might actually start to get some more upside here. But if we get rejected from VWAP, then I think we come down to the 65 EMA.
Okay, good stuff. Next one here. This actually did have a pretty good catalyst. This is going to be PDYN. This moved big time with the Air Force contract that it got. Since the open, we gave up the VWAP. We are holding here at the 65 EMA. What looks like a little bit of profit taking. Volume might tell the story here for today. What do you think here on PDYN?
Well, this is one that we were also seeing a squeeze on. So there could maybe be more of that, but and I like this news. The company does have cash, and but they're not quite profitable. At the same time, one of the things that we were cautioning about is while they don't need to raise capital in order to stay in business, they may raise it in order to further operations, kind of like Ondas was doing. So I think that's something that we have to keep in mind when we're trading this one, is that we could get that dropped on us. Mm-hmm. As far as but just looking at the technicals, we have been really holding above the 65 EMA for the past, looks like the past half hour. So if we continue to do that, maybe there's another chance we get to retest that VWAP. But if the volume doesn't increase or we start losing that 65 EMA, I think we're coming back in under 8.
Okay, perfect. 13, really good job. I suspect the Story Trading folks will also have some content on PDYN, so we'll see what they're doing with it. You have any closing words for our group?
Well, as long as everybody survived that winter storm and stayed warm, then we're in business, and we just need to come back here and reset. We'll have another good day. It wasn't the greatest day for trades. A lot of things still at the open, but you know what? Tomorrow's another day, and we might have a different time trading on the heels of the FOMC rate decision.
Yeah, and definitely, no new day trades here for me today. I'm sure I will participate on that FOMC decision. 13, really good stuff as always. We'll see you in happy hour, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
All right, that is 13. His departure leaves room for the Story Trading folks. Let's see how they're doing. Ben, welcome. How you doing, man?
What's up? What's up? I'm doing great. I'm back. I was away. I missed you guys last week.
I know. Welcome back. I think you're looking sharp there with the jacket. I really like that. Let's go ahead and bring on Laptop Travel as well, and good old-fashioned Rhett.
Oh, Rhett made it. All right.
Hey, Rhett's from the car. Look at this dedication.
Oh, wow. Someone just ran into the transformer right outside my neighborhood, and they destroyed it. So I'm trying to go get internet right now.
Where are you going? Starbucks?
Yeah, Starbucks or a little coffee shop really quick so I can hop back on.
Wow, someone blasting your transformer and knocking the power out. That's wild. Well, all right. Good luck. Ben, you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I forgot to share it. All right. So, yeah, great transition. I saw you there talking about PDYN at the end, and that happened to be my biggest winner of the day. We alerted that this morning. Right in the opening few candles. I mean, we've been all over Jones for the last couple of years, so this is always high on our watch list. And we saw that Air Force contract and jumped right into that at 695. And you won't believe it. I had 2 targets this morning. It was 860 and 10, and I'm like, 10 can be reached today. It hit 995, but I was all out by 840. So a biggest winner of the day, and maybe on the week actually for me, riding that from 795 to 840. I did step back in here, much smaller size, and I'm down on my latest entry, and I don't know. So I have to decide if I'm going to take a
Hey,
loss on latest entry.
when you're using the house's money, it doesn't hurt nearly as much.
Right.
And one of the things that we do on our show here, when people make profitable trades, we give them their register ring. And you get yours here today. All right, I'll get out of your hair here, folks. Have a good one. I'll be back at the end.
All right, cool. Laptop travel. Good to see you. I miss you guys.
Hey,
It's about 10 days I was gone. Yeah, right. So glad to be back here with the crew. Where do we want to start? Monitoring PDYN, but I guess the macro. Let me just give my thoughts on the macro really quick. Wow, look at UNG. Rhett, you still in UNG call options?
No, I sold those. I was looking for a re-entry
really?
for next week's.
Okay. Anyway, look, we have FOMC at 2 p.m. today, and I went out on a limb this morning, laptop. I don't know if you read my morning note, but I'm like, I think it's kind of a nothing burger at this point. I mean, we're nearing the end of Powell's term, and Trump yesterday saying, I'm about to make my announcement, and rates are going lower. And I think the next big event is really the big cap tech earnings after the close. Meta, Microsoft, Tesla, and one more. What's the other one? Fourth one. Was slipping my mind. So in any case, actually, let me make my morning note. It was Meta, Microsoft, Tesla, and IBM. And IBM, right? I think that's more important than what's going to happen at FOMC. I'm sure we'll have a lot of volatility around it, but I don't think it's going to change the direction of the market. Laptop, what do you think about that?
Yeah, what I'm looking at, I'm telling everybody, I'm looking for the dot plot to see what it's an anonymous thing that the governors put out to see where they think it's going to go, and of course maybe that's playing a part of Powell's departure and on how that comes out. But yeah, this is a dead floundering fish here today with them. We already know.
Yeah,
nothing significant is going to happen. I don't think that's what the market's looking for. I am kind of surprised at the IWM today. Just
was it
ugly.
up or down? Ugly.
Oh, it's ugly.
Ugly. Well,
down.
I did write in the morning note this morning. I said I was concerned about small caps because of the U.S. dollar, weakening, which could mean interest rates higher. So I put large caps relative outperformance over small caps. Are they outperforming? They are. SPY, QQQ beating IWM. So that is a risk there with TLT down again today following this weakness in the U.S. dollar. But yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at. I think a lot of good news in AI yesterday from Texas Instruments and ASML, or early this morning, early this morning. Also, OpenAI and Anthropic on the way to raising a lot more money. And that made Oracle became one of our top picks this morning because of OpenAI raising money. And we saw how that rocketed over here, man, from 174 to 182. So I'm kind of bullish, man. I'm trying to ignore the FOMC, and based on what we're seeing, I know Texas Instruments, ASML, Micron, all that, the recent earnings. I think you got to lean bullish for the earnings after the close. With QQQ all-time highs, are you like worried about this? Are you playing this safe going into the earnings after hours?
I'm absolutely safe going in. I called a red flag on silver on Friday. Sold out of all my positions on. I'm still expecting a huge correction there. I'm watching the Fed, of course, for anything to do with that. Plus, I'm also watching Japan banks.
Are you shorting silver? I followed Rhett on the silver short. Are you doing that too?
I am not shorting silver. No.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not short because I can't lose all my. It's via an inverse ETF, so I can only lose what I put in. So it's not as risky as a real short.
No. Right now, I'm bottom fishing for rare earths, drones, and quantum and nuclear, because we're definitely getting oversold in those four sectors, and they've been really good. So
Monday was a bloodbath in rare earth, nuclear, data centers, defense tech, space, bloodbath. And I wrote in the morning note to ignore that and buy the dip. And It worked yesterday, and I think honestly, I think that theme that is going to work all year for the most part. I think
Yeah.
those themes are going to be in play all year, and you buy the dip in those sectors. So, you see Micron coming back.
I have my new special precious metals that I'm hot on again that I've been on before,
A
and
lot of
that
people
is
talking about
copper.
copper now.
That's me, copper. Yep,
A lot of
I'm
people
back
talking
on the
about copper
copper
now.
bandwagon.
I don't have a position yet. I did find Brett told me about this ETF COPP, something I'm looking at, but it's like 25% FCX. So you might as well just buy FCX. I don't know. But I don't have a position yet. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I'm playing WRN, Western Copper.
WR, like it's like a long term play or swing or what?
Yeah, this is well. So you're talking to, for most of my entertainment, it's day trading. So for me to go 2
Okay, I
weeks is
hear you.
long term.
Okay, fine. All right, let's get into some individual stocks. First, a story of failure from Friday while I was in the Caribbean on a cruise, and I got stuck there because of the snowstorm for a couple days. Well, while I was away, I made a big bet on Generac on Friday into that snowstorm, or the ice storm really was the thesis there, and it was a sell the news. People bought into it. I thought it was not enough buying into it, and we'd see continuation after the event. We didn't. So both Rhett and I played that big, and we lost big. But I held on to a few 180 calls expiring this week. Well, basically because they were kind of worthless, and now Generac kind of clawing back. I think the storm did overperform the ice storm, and it's a big driver for demand for Generac. So who knows? Maybe your call options get into the money right by the end of the week. But even if they
Yeah,
do,
talk
Generac,
about selling into the news. How about USAR? That was a sell
oh
into the
my
news.
gosh,
Oh, that was a bloodbath.
I'm still
Yeah.
in. All right, I don't know what's wrong with me. I've refused to sell it. I've just become so accustomed to, every time the Trump administration buys a stake in a company, whether it was MP or Intel or all the other ones that I can't think of right now, um, they've never been one day moves. They've been multi-week, like multi-month moves. So I
Yep.
got accustomed to that price action. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm buying the pop, and I'm a halt with tight hands, and it hasn't worked yet. After 3 days, I bought the pop, and I'm down on USAR. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm into USAR. Like I just said, I'm bargain shopping for rare earths, nuclear, um, uh, drones, and copper.
Yeah. So yeah, or did you bought? Were you in USAR before the news, or you bought the pop after the news?
So I bought it overnight.
Oh,
I bought it early in the morning when it dipped to
like Sunday night.
27.77.
Oh, that's not bad.
No,
I
that was
think
Monday morning.
I think I'm up at. I think my average is like 29.80, so I'm down like $4, and I have a pretty big position, so it's kind of hurting. I I haven't. Usually, I'm very quick to take losses. I can't tolerate losses, and I just like sell very quickly. But in this case, I'm just being very stubborn. I don't know if that's gonna help me or not, but
Well,
it's just
I think once we get past this budget thing again with the government shutdown, I think Trump's going to come out swinging. So I think that we'll see sector rallies again.
yeah. So I'm holding it. All right. Look at this pick of the year, Micron, which is my largest
Oh yeah.
position in my retirement account. I've been holding sight. I'm up like 100% on some of my shares in my retirement account. Just very sadly, I just have not really been playing this in my trade account, which I'm really mad at myself at, because when I recognized that inflection point, I did tell the community that you can trade this all year, buy the dips every single day, put it at the top of your watch list every single day on the way to my $500 price target, and I just failed to play. I'm such stupidity. Why didn't I play it in my trade
Huh?
account? What's that?
I, I I'm shocked that you didn't
No,
play it.
no, I didn't. I didn't. Aside from I bought into the earnings report, like for the first 3 days, I did. That's it. So I made great money. I made like really good money for the first 3 days after the earnings report, but I haven't played it since. Aside from a few intraday scalps here and there. That's it.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do on Valentine's Day when you hit 500 and get the kiss of death there?
I'll have to see what the next earnings report looks like. I'm sure I'll trim on the way up a little bit. I did trim a
So are
little
you
bit.
stuck? Are you stuck for an entire year with your pick? You can't change, or
No,
can
no,
you?
I don't know. Oh, you mean for the competition with Wolf?
Yes, for the
Yeah,
competition.
yeah, stuck for the entire year. Oh, actually, but you
Oh,
know what I did? My 2 picks for the year with that in that Wolf competition were Micron and ASTS, and last minute I changed it. I swapped out
with Weeble.
Micron for Weeble just because
Yeah.
I wanted to be cute and like pick something that no one would pick. Because I'm like, if I pick Micron and ASTS, people will think that I have no skill, and I'm just like choosing what's up a lot already. And I didn't want people to think that about me. So I'm like, let me pick one that's up like ASTS, but the other one, let me pick like something that's dead that'll like rise from the dead, like Bull this year. So I made that mistake, but in my own practice and that was just for competition purposes because I was trying to be cute. But yeah, Micron's my largest pick in my long term account. And yeah, it's
So
just
where do you
been
think
been
MU is
amazing.
going to be now at the end of the year? You already picked 500. You're almost there.
I'm not going to give a new target on this until I see the next
Okay.
earnings report.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sticking with 500 until I see the next earnings report. I mean, at this point, this whole thing is more about the multiples expanding than the EPS, right? It's more about this used to be a very low PE because this was a cyclical, they viewed this as a cyclical situation based on device releases, phones and computers and stuff like that, and that's why I had a low PE. So this whole re-rating, I think, has more to do with, hey, this is no longer a cyclical thing. This is sustained cumulative demand for the AI use case, and now we have to give it a PE of 20 plus. To me, that's what it's been about more than. I'm not saying the earnings don't matter. I mean, of course, the EPS is huge, like crazy surprise. But I'm sure I'll be trimming as we approach 500 in my long-term account on the MU. All right, let's see here. Big disappointment on the day so far because I actually made AVAV the number one pick of the day. I mean, we've had a bunch of other winners, but the number one pick of the day, AVAV, and I'm really surprised because it's in a hot space, defense tech, and 5 straight brutal red down days after the government pulled the contract, said they want to renegotiate based on fixed pricing rather than cost plus, is my understanding what that was about. Then this morning they win a $75 million Air Force contract. So I thought this thing was really going to go, especially with all the defense names absolutely exploding yesterday. RTX and Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin. Whether that's fundamentals or also acutely related to Iran, I'm not sure. But I'm surprised at this. I don't know, laptop. Did he follow me on this trade? Uh, are you as disappointed as I am? What's going on here?
Yeah. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. You mentioned Iran, and I think I feel like the momentum for these defense stocks have stalled or halted in the midst of this. What the heck's going on in the Middle East with Iran? Does that make sense?
The momentum has halted.
Do you not feel that way?
I mean, but look at the defense stocks yesterday; they absolutely exploded.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I for some reason I have the sense that it's now the government shutdown. That's the flavor of the day.
So the government shutdown was, attributed. I heard a lot of people saying that's why all those hot government-backed sectors, crashed on Monday.
Yeah.
But we came right back, and it didn't really affect the defense stocks. The big cap defense stocks weren't really impacted by that. So look at that bullish engulfing candle on Northrop Grumman yesterday. Of course, they reported earnings, but the earnings were nothing special from what I saw. Roughly in line. Same with Lockheed Martin. I don't think they reported. I think RTX reported, but Anyway, I mean, that's why I got sucked into AVAV for all of those reasons, and not working for me right now. I got a big position. I think Rhett, you also like that as number one pick of the day. Did he actually play it? What are your thoughts on AVAV
I say Lockheed
I'm
Martin reports tomorrow.
report?
surprised on this action. Just something really quick I want to mention is MU is curling back up here. I did just get out the rest of my calls.
I see it. I'm selling right now.
I know
I
you
don't.
called me this morning.
Yeah. I'm doing only common shares though. I just took a. There we go. Another scalp win on MU. Here today. MU is
Go
just a
back to
beast.
AVAP. I'm a little surprised. I think 300 may be the floor. But I'm just a little skeptical here because I thought that was good news, and especially being beaten up significantly. But I guess that's still playing a factor in this name at the moment.
Very, very disappointing. Another reason that I've been gravitating towards this is I've been trying to play, something for if U.S. attacks Iran, and mostly I've been doing that with USO. Which, man, I could have made a ton of money on, but mostly I've been buying USO calls on Friday with a game plan of selling them Monday with or without an attack. But this time it exploded on Tuesday. So I made a little bit of money, but I could have made a lot because I sold probably most of it on Monday. And Tuesday it popped. It was, gapped up, and I sold almost the rest of it in the morning. I ended up making a little bit of money. But I want to have some exposure. So the way I've been thinking about it is defense tech and oil are my two exposures. And that's why I'm like, I have two ways to win with AVAV. It's kind of a call option on, if Trump surprises at any time and attacks Iran, as we saw when they went into Venezuela and grabbed Maduro, the entire drone and defense tech sector, they were up. Do you remember that morning? They were up like 10, 15%, everything.
Oh yeah.
So that's another reason why I'm kind of gravitating towards this with the catalyst this morning, and I might swing it. I don't know, but very disappointing so far today for me on AVAV. I do want to get to. Wow, look at this. Look at that. Micron's still going. What's that?
Did you guys talk about Intel?
No, I mean, honestly, I am not smart enough to. I'll tell you, like Intel, I sold at 51 in my retirement account last week after the bad earnings, and I bought it back at 48 in my retirement account, but I haven't been playing it in the short term account. I just don't know how to weigh that report. Maybe you do laptop last night. And it's a report. It's like a third party report. I don't think it's from the companies. I guess Nvidia wants to release some sort of chip with Intel in 2028. There was also a CFO insider buy. This chart looks great right at the moment, though, I gotta say. Wow, look at that. Ooh, makes me want to buy some right here. I don't know, laptop. You have any thoughts on this? These couple catalysts.
That looks
Still
like
an
the bottom
opportunity
half.
here.
Looks like the bottom half of a first half of a cup and handle to me.
I like this intraday right here. Looks like it's breaking out. I just chased some common shares right now.
Yeah, chips are going to be unstoppable. They just seem to be. It's happening every day. Something happens, and I like Intel. Really like Intel here, and that goes hand in hand with your Trump scenario, where the administration takes a stake.
Correct. Yep.
And
that's right.
Hoping
look, it was back here. See,
Yeah.
and this is why I stuck with you, Sar. This is the gap when the administration took a stake at like $29, and just look what it's done since then. I think you're right. I think you have to buy the dips on this one. Wow, look at that. Wow, that's just beautiful.
Yeah, I like Intel's. This is a jumping off point here. This is going to be a major breakout for Intel.
Because of this news with Nvidia?
No, I'm looking at the chart. Sorry.
Oh, you're talking about the chart.
Yeah, the chart looks great.
You mean you talking about like intraday for today, or you're talking about like the next few days, couple weeks? Time frame.
4 to 6 months.
Oh, 4 to 6 months. Okay. All right. So yeah, that one.
Great chart, long term.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I put that back in my retirement account here this morning. Wow. So yeah,
ONDS. I'm really pissed off at ONDS.
Why? Why are you pissed off about it? It's doing
look
great.
At the chart today. I'm not happy. Yeah, look at the chart today. I'm not happy with that.
You know what? I might buy some here. I
It's,
flipped it
it's
this
bouncing
morning.
off that. It's bouncing off the 20, right?
I scalped it this morning. I'm gonna get back in right here. Hold on.
I'm seeing a few comments in the chat. So someone's asking about ACHR, Microsoft, and someone saying see relative strength in AMPX. AMPX, I'm still swinging. Ben, are you?
Yeah, AMPX is my largest swing
1250
position. Well, no, right now it's at the moment it's AVAV. AMPX used to be my largest swing position until I bought so much AVAV in pre-market. I'm getting slammed. Yeah, AMPX is great. Ooh, look at that price action in AMPX, dude. Let me check my call options. I'm in some calls on this. I'm in the $12 calls. I think I might get more. I think I'm gonna double down these $12 calls right here. February 20th. Yep. I just doubled down on them. Bought at market, filled at 118. Thank you for bringing that up. Who brought that alert up?
That was Auto Parts 359.
Thank you. This daily chart is freaking wild. I love it.
Yeah, it does look great.
Beautiful. Looks like it's gonna explode. All right. Cool. That was a beautiful alert. Thank you.
Ben, are you going to be exiting the entire position? Because
1250? No. I know that was my next target, 1250. But this is one of my 2026 picks of the year as well. So, I mean, in my long-term account, I'm not going to exit the entire position. In the short-term account, I don't. Who knows? It depends how I feel that day and how the rest of my portfolio is going. Will I sell it all at 1250 and look for a pullback? I don't know. I think long-term, honestly, I think it's going to break 16 this year, based on the
Easily.
Yeah.
My short-term target's 1361.
There you go. So yeah, that's your short term. I think over 16. Yeah.
Yeah, long-term 16.
Yeah. Great. Beautiful. Oh, thank you for that alert. I'm happy I just bought more. In fact, this chart looks so good at the moment. I'm thinking of even buying. I think of adding some common shares to just trade intraday on top of my core. Let's see.
Yeah, and congratulations on your red wire pick for the January effect. That just was.
Yeah, but I sold it early. Yeah, no.
Maybe we're going to pull back again here. So let's see what we do at these next key levels.
Yeah, dude, you've been playing MU like a fiddle. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get the next time you tell me, I'll get back in MU as well.
All options.
I have not been doing calls. Every time I look at them, like you've been doing great. They're just priced so expensively.
They're priced so expensively, but they move so nice. So I'm liking it. It's like $1,000 per contract, so you can only buy like crazy. 5 at a time, 5 to 10.
So, all right, I got to talk about one of my favorite stocks, one of my biggest winners of 2025, Kodak. So I thought this was going to explode yesterday. Well, it did it when we alerted to our community here. Some news came out on January 26th. So he's had a big open green candle. I think we got in around 7:30 to 7:45 area, something like that. I expected a multi-day run and follow through after this news. Didn't happen yet. But I am sticking with my pretty large position, also in 750 February call options. This is a story I've been nailing all year. I've been nailing all the catalysts and accurately predicting how the market would react to the catalysts. And just to go back a little bit in history to talk about why all this happened. It started with a inflection in earnings, which quarter was it? I don't remember if it was this quarter. It may have been this quarter here. Where the earnings inflected to profitability. But then the real move started when they started basically signaling the end of their process to monetize their pension and how overperformed in terms of the cash that was going to come in. So that was this big candle here, okay, which we nailed in after hours, got big position. And these two candles here, part of the reason why it was one of my biggest winners in 2025. But then we nailed the pullback, right? We patiently waited for the 20 DMA support and then nailed this entire move, which was catalyzed by a hidden catalyst. It's just still hidden. I'm going to try to explain it here, but basically there was a hidden insider buy that you're not going to see a form 4 yet. You're not going to see a form 4 form 4. What the fuck? Sorry. Anyway, you're not going to see a form 4, but there was an effective insider buy of $100 million by a director of the company. And it's basically through a conversion. So they bought preferred stock, and that preferred stock converts to common stock at a price of like $10.56 a share. So this insider is basically buying $100 million worth. Now that conversion is going to happen in May. All right. When the conversion happens in May, you may see the form 4 then. All right. But based on the economics of how they did that deal, they didn't buy these preferreds for the interest payments. Makes no sense to do that. They obviously bought that because they want the shares. And if they were going to buy $100 million worth of stock on the open market, they'd probably drive the price well over $10. So it was just made much more sense for them to buy the preferreds and then convert it at $10. And that catalyst was the reason we saw this secondary bounce, right? So the first bounce was because of the pension. Secondary bounce, well, there were two catalysts in there. Secondary bounce had to do with the closing of the pension, I believe, came first, settling that cash and getting all that cash to clean up their balance sheet. And then maybe it was right around here where we had that effective insider buy and it just exploded to near 10. So we nailed that move. And then I patiently waited, pull back. Everyone asked me, Ben, when are you getting back in Kodak? And I said, on the next catalyst. The next catalyst came, and it's a catalyst most of the retail crowd has been waiting for. And that catalyst was expansion on their transition to pharmaceuticals. So in fact, let me pull up Benzinga Pro here, and we'll show this to you. By the way, if you want to get Benzinga Pro, you can get a discount on the 1-year plan. It's StoryTrading 55. You get 55% off. So you go to Kodak, and here it is. Kodak expands pharmaceuticals portfolio with 4 regulated products. Now, this is a pretty significant event. And with the help of AI, I made sure it was a significant event. But the funny thing is, when all those re-ratings happened on with Kodak in terms of the balance sheet cleanup, on the pension unlock, and the insider buys, if you went on social media, especially stock twits, the retail crowd didn't care about any of that. And in fact, they were like pissed off. They're like, what is this news? This is not the news we want. I'm like, morons. Okay. But anyway, this is not the news we want. We want to see traction on this pivot to pharma. That's what we want. Pharma. All right. Well, they finally got it. So far, they've been offering 1 unregulated pharma product. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, for immediate delivery and order, they're now offering an additional 4 regulated products, which is very hard to get regulated, right? So now they have a little barrier to entry here. Higher margins on these as well. So they're offering 4 regulated products. And if you go all the way down at the bottom, it says Kodak is in the process of applying for ISO 13485 certification for medical device quality management systems. So this is a big and significant pivot into pharma. And if you recall, Kodak, if you go back here and look at this move from $2 to $60 in one day had to do with the Trump administration, Trump 1.0, saying they're going to give like a $800 million loan to Kodak to pivot into pharma. The loan was later rescinded due to some insider buying controversy surrounding that announcement. But Kodak ended up doing this pivot all by themselves. And one of the potential upside scenarios in this is I would not be surprised if at some point Trump 2.0 comes out and supports Kodak as an all-American company with making this shift and pivot into pharmaceutical domestic manufacturing. There's a lot going for this company. By the way, fundamentally, this has all 4 story trading pillars. I mean, the fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technical. Sentiment's, not quite there, but this catalyst of the pivot to pharma is that positive sentiment that retail's been waiting for. So, fundamentally, it's very undervalued. We have the insider buying at an effective price of $10.50. We had this pharma catalyst yesterday. Surprisingly, the volume was very light yesterday. We didn't see follow through, but I'm not giving up on this name. I'm going to hold on to this for a few days. A buyer may emerge. And by the way, Kodak has started doing some promotion and media rounds. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this move had to do with them appearing on CNBC and Maria Bartiromo. Now that they've pivoted into regulated pharma, these are additional catalysts that may show up this week or early next week. You may see the CEO back on CNBC talking about this pivot into regulated pharma products. So I've not given up on this. I did expect a day 2, day 3 move to take us over the 50 DMA. I had a big position for an acute move. Didn't happen, so I pared it down a little bit. I'm down to a 15% position from a 30% position, is it? Yep. Okay, so I just cut that position in half to 15%. So still a very high conviction, high allocation position in Kodak, along with $7.50 February calls. So that's my pitch on Kodak. I don't know if you're still playing this one or not, Laptop. What do you think of Kodak here?
I'm in Kodak, and if Kodak is listening, I hope that you are. Rebrand your name and make Kodak AI Pharma or something, and you'll rock it. Come on, my first camera I ever had in my life was a little brownie Kodak in 1963. To tell you that, and Kodak has this long-term legacy image, and it's a great name, it's a great brand, but if you're going to pharmaceuticals, you got to change. You got to let people know that, quote unquote, the story has changed.
Yeah, and they got to start doing conference calls on their. They do the conference calls. They got to start doing Q&A sessions in their earnings calls. They have not been.
And
doing
we're
Q&A
available.
sessions. And that's right. And they got to get on social media and talk to the retail crowd. Actually, Rhett, you should reach out to them, see if we can interview the CEO or something. And Benzinga, you should do that too. They need to get the word out. Any case, so I'm holding on to Kodak, even though I didn't get the expected acute move. Let's see what happens there. All right.
Ice is asking if we follow PANL.
PANL.
He said maybe a better way to play Greenland. He said they are a fleet of icebreaker ships versus the R mineral plays.
Right. This is the Greenland. Let me see. Yeah, I haven't researched it yet, but I think I added it to my watch list the other day over because of Greenland. I'm in Carmel, CRML. When the USAR deal came out, I decided to get in CRML. But I don't know this name. PANL. I thought I
out of Newport, Rhode Island. Market cap of 555 million. Floats only 30 million.
What was that? There was a Greenland name, a new Greenland name I added to this list. Was it Pelly? I think. What's Pelly?
Paul?
I think Pelly is the one I added. Pelly's another one. I think it's a SPAC that has something to do with Greenland mining. But I didn't know about PANL. Nice price action here.
Pelican acquisition.
Yeah, I think that's a Greenland mining player. But yeah, I'm playing that. I'm playing Greenland with Carmel, and I think that's enough exposure for me. But that is a nice chart on PANL. So, okay, anyway, let's get back to the list, see if there's anything else I have for you. Intel looking good. AVAV not looking too good. Yeah. Halo. Oh, I don't know. If anyone knows anything about Halo, let me know. There's a biotech that hit my newsfeed this morning, and they absolutely blew away guidance by like huge numbers on both the top and bottom line. We just lost right there. He is. So I added this kind of blindly, and it's been holding tight. So if anyone knows anything about this, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. All right, Laptop. Any names you want to cover we haven't talked about?
Yeah, so I'm a buyer at ONDS right now with these dips. My price target is $15 to $20 in the next 45 to 90 days.
And by the
And
way, with ONDS, you know how like when ONDS in the past or any company makes an acquisition, initially the reaction's usually down. We've even seen that with ONDS on the day of the acquisition, but like a day or two later, it'll explode. In this case, I think the next acquisition, which we know they're in talks with many parties right now, and they have a big pipeline, the next catalyst of a acquisition, I think will immediately send the stock up because there's no offering risk now. There's no dilution risk. They already diluted ahead of time. So now the cash is sitting there on the balance sheet doing nothing. So when they announce an acquisition, that means that's now going to be accretive, hopefully, right, to earnings. And I think you'll see immediate pop of whatever 10% plus that day on the next acquisition. Do you?
and there's
agree or
news out
disagree on that?
today. There's
Yeah.
news out today that Ondas is making a transition, and that is from being a drone-focused company to now they're going to be a comprehensive defense, which we love to hear the word defense, autonomy platform, which is going to be integrating air drones, ground and counter unmanned aerial systems, so counter drone technology, and that's really big right
Wait,
now.
where
And,
did you see that? I don't. I saw
this
the
is
news on the Optimus Blue List status, and I saw the new hire, which we put.
so where did I get that from? The name of the article is the Ondas Transition Few Notice.
Oh, so it's not on the Benzinga feed. So
No.
yeah, did he share that? If you can share that on the Discord, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay. I will do that.
But in any case, they
And
had two other catalysts today. They had
yeah.
a really important hire, which looked pretty impressive, that was shared on LinkedIn that we put in our Discord. And then also they have the Optimus drone approved for rapid federal procurement. Approval confirms compliance with Dow cybersecurity supply chain operational standards. So two catalysts, maybe a third one that you're talking about there. But what do you think of my thoughts on next time there's an acquisition, that's something you want to buy right away and we won't see a sell the news? Do you agree with that?
Do I don't trust anymore sell the news. I think we get so many. What I'm seeing now is honestly it's a pattern I've seen in the last several weeks is when the news comes out, the international markets jump on it overnight, and in the pre-market when we hit 9:30, they've profited, they're selling. So we do get a sell the news, and I'm really seeing that pattern, and I'm really interested in what's going to happen when we go to 23-hour trading.
I'm
National
not.
markets gonna
I'm not.
international markets are gonna eat it alive.
Me and Ben are never gonna sleep. Oh, we have another question here in the chat, Ben. It says, "Are you guys still holding IMRX?"
Are we still what?
Holding IMRX.
I mean, I have a tiny position in my retirement account, but no, for the trade account, I'm out of that. We played it briefly. I mean, we did well on this. This was beautiful. This green candle into the data, and then sold. I only kept a very little after the data, so that ended up being a very profitable trade. Played a little bit of a bounce here off the 200 DMA in small size, but I see no reason to acutely hold this in a short-term account. Like I said, a very small position, a long-term account. But what's the reason? What's the catalyst? What's the imminent, pressing need to hold this in the short term? I don't have one. That's IMRX.
Seeing if I
I'll look at Intel
to talk
Yeah.
about.
My other pick I like is Taseko Mines, really cheap, $8.20.
Is that
Ticker symbol
TGB?
is it is TGB.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
TGB. I used to trade. I used to own TGB at like $1.50 or something in my retirement account. I wish I kept it. Look at this. There's a copper miner. It hurts me to try to for someone to tell me, hey, take a look at TGB at 820. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I was in TGB in big size at $1.50. You want me to buy it at 820? But I guess copper is I guess their mine is, I don't know. Tell me, Gibraltar mine or something like that. Is that the name of the mine? I don't know. But yeah, Gibraltar.
Gibraltar.
Yeah.
Out of
So
Canada.
Yeah. I don't know. Convince me why I should buy this at 820 when I used to own it 150 laptop.
Well, take a look at the price of copper, and if you don't believe that, look at the price of silver. Silver's going to get played out. It's going to short. Copper, is a huge utility. It's going to be it's required in everything. So it's absolutely essential to future tech. So
Yeah, and I've been seeing a lot of chatter about it that there's going to be a huge shortage in like 10 years. Or
yeah,
is it 5 years?
3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years. That's when the shortage kicks in.
Yeah.
So I have no copper exposure now.
China is not going to play nice apparently with everyone.
Wow, look at this ETF, right, that you told me about. COPP.
COPP, yep.
Holy crap, look at this chart.
I didn't recommend that because you very rarely play the ETFs.
Yeah. But yeah, I have to think about it because I have no exposure to copper right now, sadly. Yeah. All right, we'll see.
Okay. So that's my play. My play is still bargain shopping, like I said already. Bargain shopping, drones, nuclear, rare earths, and what's the other one besides that?
Defense tech, space,
quantum.
Quantum.
Wow.
I'm not into quantum
computing
that much. I feel like they're too far away. But we forgot to get in on that little dip on Micron there, right?
Yeah, I missed that last entry.
Yeah,
I'm too focused on being
literally every single day, you gotta have Mew at the top of your watch list. I mean, I called that back in the end of December. I just wish I actually did that. But in any case, I'm gonna follow you right from now on. You've been trading Micron pretty much every day, right?
Every single day since pretty much when you brought that to our attention after that earnings inflection. And I try to add a few shares on dips in my retirement account. Just keep averaging. I mean, I'm gonna keep averaging.
I'm gonna start following you. We'll call you. I was a Micron strategist there, the Micron analyst, and you're the Micron technical trader. So I'll just follow you from now on. Well, whatever you do, I'm gonna do, but probably with common shares rather than options.
Micron's my big green today.
Hold on, Rhett, what's that?
The Trump is talking right now, so just keep that in mind. I'm not sure about what. What were you gonna say?
Micron is my big green today. The one I played options. I have May 15th 510s.
Oh, nice. How much did you pay for those? Like 5K a piece?
$42.70.
Wow, $43 per contract. I don't know, man. I just been playing the common shares because I just find these options too expensive, but I guess they're working for you guys. Look at this.
Yeah, they do play.
Look at this. Holy shit. Up 10 times since the earnings report, really. Damn, 1,000%.
Look at the leaps. I think it was the January 2027 leaps. Check those out. Those are up.
Yeah, I'd rather not. Oh, it's going to depress me.
I know. I was like, wow, I should have picked that up instead of doing common shares in the retirement account.
I know. I don't know why I didn't think about call options or leaps in my retirement account. Should have. Anyway. When I had a $500 price target, should have done it.
Someone's saying, will you stream Trump for us now?
No, because he talks for hours, and it's all right. When I get the alert, I'll just, even if I'm a little bit late, it's fine. Alert on something he talks. Oracle failed here. What the hell? Rolled over.
So I'm looking at my. You asked me my entry on MU, right?
Okay. On this one, he bought it. When did he buy that call option?
I bought my option on the 13th at about how much? I bought that at
$22.
Where am I? $13. About $12.95.
Oh wow, you tripled your money almost. Yeah. Have you been selling on the way up or just holding it?
No, nope.
Ben, sorry to jump in here. You want a pro tip to use Benzinga Pro to stay on top of some of those Trump speeches without having to...
All right, here we go.
All
Here's
right.
Benzinga Pro. Tell me what
All
to
right.
do.
So what I would do here, it looks like you use this news feed for other things. So I would just add another one. So click the news feed icon again. It's going to add another news feed right next to it. Yep, right there.
Okay.
Now in that second one, put your cursor in the search bar, type in spy, and select the symbol from the dropdown. Whenever you filter a news feed for spy, you only get the big news on the market. So comments from the president,
Can
comments
I
from
can I
investment.
put keyword Trump in here? Can I filter that?
Absolutely.
How do I
So
do
what
that?
you can do now is just type Trump
Or Trump?
and then select Trump as the keyword.
Trump keyword. No, I want to do and Trump, not or Trump,
You
right?
can have an and also, right? Yeah.
Sure. So you can do either, right? Spy, basically, our news desk filters big market moving news for spy. He's talking about Trump accounts right now. I'm not sure something's going to make this. All right. Watch this news feed when Powell does his speech. You'll see all of the comments that are moving the market come up here in chronologically order.
Yeah. How quickly they come out?
They're literally watching it when it's happening and they're posting
So
live.
for Trump related stuff, is that like a human doing that or is that AI?
Yeah, it's going to be a human. Our news desk team is multiple humans.
Okay, cool.
But I know you're kind of
some
smirking
of your
at
stuff,
it.
A lot of your stuff is AI, like after the
Yeah, of course. So a lot of the stuff is automated. And I know you're kind of smirking at it, but I'm telling you, they are fast. And if you watch them do it, like if you're in the office watching them do it, you're like, oh shit, now I understand. It's like way faster than you've ever copy and pasted anything in your lifetime.
I'm gonna need a behind the scenes to see that.
It's fun. It's fun. It's worth doing it. But try that tip out there
you
with
gotta
Pro.
do it behind the. Can you do that? You should do that. Ask the higher ups if you can record your office. I would love to see that.
Ours?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we did that during COVID. We had cameras installed. It was wild times. I don't know if they'll do that now, but
yeah,
but we've done that in the past. But check out that newsfeed. Let me know if that helps for you. Always here to give you pro tips.
All right, cool. How do I get like a
Thanks,
sound? How do I get like a sound alert? Because I have notifications on, but it doesn't really do anything for me.
You just got to wait patiently here. One of the big projects we're working on is we're going to expand all of the alerts that you can get for the different tools. So like for right now, you can only get a pop-up notification. We're going to give you the option to have a push notification to your phone and the sound that you're asking about.
Ooh, I cannot wait.
It's coming, baby. It's coming.
That's going to be great.
Can you put in a custom sound, like a wave file or something?
No, it would be a selection from a drop down. So
okay,
maybe in the future, but that just adds complexity.
Can you have like a different notification sound for each ticker symbol?
You could do that. You would have to set the news feeds up independently.
I see.
But yes, that's doable. When we release that, I'll walk you through it sometime, and then we can kind of go through it. But sorry, didn't want to take away the rest of your show here. I'll be back in 9 minutes.
All right, cool. All right, good stuff. Let's see what else we got going on here. Man, what's that?
I was gonna say I have a friend that works for Getty Images, and like when they do the Golden Globes and the Oscars, he's in a truck with like 100 other guys, and photographers are shooting shots, and they have to grab the picture, edit it, and caption it, and all within seconds to send it out to the news wires. These guys are like maniacs. Same thing.
Wow. Man, Getty's been getting punished, I think, because of AI competition.
Bath of a day yesterday. You guys want?
What's that, Rhett? I'm sorry. What's that?
UNH after a bloodbath of a day yesterday.
Oh, it's bounced back?
Yeah, it's starting to bounce back.
Wow. Did it get to this gap support yesterday at 270? What was the low yesterday? 280.
Oh, yeah.
280. I don't know. I probably would have missed this. I probably would have been waiting for 270 if I looked at it. But cool. Well, there was this support right here. This candle at 283. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I'm not in it. Yeah, I wanted to mention RR as a nice trade on it yesterday, and I warned my community that there's an offering risk and I wouldn't hold it overnight. And what did I do? I held it overnight. I got excited at the end of day price action. I'm like, yeah, maybe I could sell. See, what time was this? No, I don't have 4 a.m. trading, so I couldn't sell it there anyway. I'm like, maybe I could sell for a nice pop in the morning. Didn't follow my own advice. And what happened? Next morning, offering. Interestingly, though, I don't believe there are any warrants with this offering. That's kind of bullish. That's kind of bullish. Yeah, I don't see any offerings unless they didn't include it in the press release and it's in the SEC filing. I was looking for the SEC filing earlier. I couldn't find it. Maybe it's out now. I don't know. But anyway, that's something I'm looking at as well. A little bit of a shit show, but that deal.
Are you going to continue to trade all the way up until FOMC today, or no?
Like I said, I'm not too concerned about FOMC today. I think there's gonna be a lot of volatility around it. I don't think I don't think it changes the direction of the market. Man, Oracle really shit the bed, didn't it? After hitting our price target.
Yes.
I took profits. What's that? What's that?
I said, I'm see what we do.
You know what?
I said we do around this.
Yeah, I'm actually doubling down my calls now. So I sold the common shares and then I bought calls. I should have just pieced out after I sold the common shares, but I'm actually going to average down the calls right now in the 180s. I would love to know how legit the news is about OpenAI raising the $100 billion and how close they are to that, because that is the main reason from what I see of why this stock has plummeted, is concerned that OpenAI won't be able to raise the money and meet their obligations to Oracle. So if that news kind of validates, that could turn the stock around, in a permanent kind of way, more sustained way. So there's Oracle. We got a few minutes left. You guys feel free to jump in with anything as I'm going through the watch list. Intel, man, I wish I.
Did you talk about the
did
second
pull up.
wave of storms coming for this cold front and all that, or no? And how that could play out?
With what? Natural gas?
Natural gas. I mean, I guess Generac. I mean, maybe here because.
Wow, look at natural gas still going.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'll just say I'm a little bit of a weather junkie. I wanted to be a weatherman when I was a kid. My three options were I wanted to be either a baseball player, a weatherman, or I wanted to replace Billy Joel after he retired as a singer. Those are the three things I desired to be when I was a little kid. And I took like meteorology classes, and I was in the meteorology club. So I'm a little bit of a weather geek. And when I check the weather forecast, I don't go to weather.com or things like that. I go to National Weather Service forecast discussions and look at the modeling and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I was on vacation when the modeling came out for the big cold, the big cold forecast, the Arctic blast and everything. I missed the opportunity to go long UNG. But I will say that this is probably the most sustained cold snap I've seen in maybe 2 decades, honestly. Really unusual, and it's going to get into Florida as well, right, with a chance of snow on the west coast near Tampa. You're saying you've heard that even on the east coast, but I haven't seen that. I've seen the Tampa area may get some snow, and you're going to have freezing temperatures in a lot of the state of Florida here over the next few days. I mean, it's just crazy. But another thing is this storm that's developing right now, potential nor'easter, it may actually miss. Right now, there's only a 30% chance that it gets into the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. But there's going to be a lot of wind with it, a lot of coastal damage, even if it does miss inland. But if it does happen as well, here's another interesting fact that when you're talking about, this megaplex from how do you say megapolis? No, that's the word I'm looking for. Between DC and Boston, right? This area of a high population up I-95. In that area, you almost never see a snowstorm followed by sustained cold and then another snowstorm. In other words, it's almost, I mean, it's something that happens maybe once every 5 years. And it doesn't even happen in a big way, where you can see snow accumulation on top of snow accumulation. You usually melt away and then it snows again. So why am I talking about? I'm talking about, I don't know if sentiment impacts UNG here, but I'm just trying to say this is a very unusual, long-lasting cold snap that we haven't seen in again, it might be 2 decades since we've seen something like this. So that speaks to maybe this UNG natural gas trade is not over. Maybe it keeps on going. Next technical target maybe 1574, but I'm not in it. I'm not in it right now, Rhett. You had the right instinct yesterday. I didn't follow you on the UNG calls, but something to keep an eye on. Out of space.
I wanted to jump in here real quick, Ben. I actually was trading UNG. I actually thought on that initial move higher that it was a little extended, and I bought puts.
Yeah.
What?
He's rubber banding. Don't worry about him.
Okay. But we're hearing about the cold snap and how the East Coast was going to get did you just say that there was going to be snow in Tampa?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you in Tampa?
No, I'm in New York. I mean, I was stuck in Florida for a few days. But
yeah, no, I was just going to say, if someone could please send me a picture of snow in Tampa when that happens, that would be a first for me. That'd be something else. But when I started hearing about how we were going to get another storm on the back of a huge storm and an already cold, when UNG was coming in, I was like, this is probably where we close that. I think I only got like 40% on those calls. I look at it today, UNG back above 15. I think you're spot on with that. I think that the prolongedness of this cold snap is actually going to make this trade work. So
maybe not too late. I'm not in it. Maybe not too late. I'll look at it after the show. Yeah. And go pick up some call options. Oh, it is after the show. It's 11:29 p.m. So any final thoughts, laptop?
No, I'm in a holding pattern, really not buying or trading much of anything except for, like I said, copper, bargain shopping those sectors, and waiting for Powell's replacement.
Look at Intel. Holy crap. Ryan, let me ask you on the way out here. Are you as indifferent as I am towards FOMC at 2 p.m.?
Yes, I definitely am. So my thought here is that the market knows, everyone knows, we're not really going to do anything. We'll see what Powell does during his speech. Maybe there will be some back and forth, some zero DTE trading in there. Yeah. But I'm almost waiting more for tomorrow than I am for the actual event here today. We also have some huge earnings tonight.
Yeah, I think that's the market mover.
Yeah.
4 big caps. IBM, not as much, but yeah.
And in fact, Ben, our macro minute for the week that we release on Monday, our macro minute this week was in fact corporate earnings rather than the Fed decision. Mm-hmm. So I'm in complete agreement with you. I think that's going to drive the boat.
Yeah, that's also what I said on the weekly note. I said FOMC and nothing burger. It's about the earnings. Yep.
Okay. Hey, I like being on the same team as you guys. That's always fun. Really good stuff here. And guys, thanks again for everything. Really good stuff here today. Hopefully Rhett's transformer gets fixed by next week and he's able to have a regular day. Take care of yourself. Good luck with the FOMC. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take care.
Bye. All right. That is Ben and Laptop Trader. Good stuff from StoryTrading. As always, folks, we'll be back at this again tomorrow. Thanks for sticking with us here today. More calls coming up for some of these earnings. The FOMC presser we're also going to do on this channel. Stick around. We'll be back. Stay green. Stay safe.